Kalimudat, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you again this evening. Let's just take a moment to arrive, just to leave behind whatever we were doing, whatever we were thinking, to let it go, to arrive fully into this present moment, not thinking about what we have to do next. Welcome. So I thought today we would just recap some of the sessions that we've had before. Just remind you, reminders are always good. Just remind you of what we've learned so far over the last 8 weeks. And we'll do a slightly longer practice today, maybe combining some of what we've learned. And this is one of our last sessions. The next session will be our last session. And we'll do something quite special next time, so please make sure you tune in. So if you remember, the first session we had was about focused attention. It was teaching you how to use the breath as your anchor point and to be able to come back to the breath whenever you get distracted, because the human mind will always get distracted and carried away in thought, in feeling, in memory, and we just bring it back using the breath, either by counting or just watching the inhalation and the exhalation, noticing that we got lost in thought, and then gently and kindly bring ourselves back to our breath. And then we looked at triggers. As we said, so many of you are at home with those nearest and dearest to you, but sometimes you can get on each other's nerves, or you can irritate each other, or push each other's buttons. And how do we manage those triggers? We use the process: stop, breathe, notice, reflect, and respond. SBNRR. And we did a body scan. So really becoming aware of emotion in the body. We feel emotions in our body and physiologically somewhere in our body. So it's useful to do a body scan and pay attention. And then we looked at empathy, because so many of us were feeling distressed because other people, they felt helpless. We felt helpless because other people were in distress, maybe losing their jobs, maybe unwell. So much uncertainty, right? And so we talked about the difference between empathy and empathic distress. When we take on another's pain as our own, and then that leads to inaction. And we looked at compassion, which is detaching slightly from the situation, feeling what another is feeling, but then being able to step back and have our own perspective and help if we can from that place. And then we went and looked at self-compassion, because we realized that so many of us have that inner critic, that inner voice that's telling us you're not good enough, you're not doing enough, you're not productive enough. And so we use the tool of talking to yourself, just as you would talk to a dear friend going through the similar situation. So using kindness, using encouragement, not letting yourself off the hook, but just gently nudging you in a kind way towards a kinder way of dealing with the situation, getting some perspective on it. And then we just talked about being present. What does it mean to be present? And that it need not be something complicated or outside of us, something that we need to attain, but something that's already here. It's just returning home to the present moment. And then we talked about making your life into a meditation. Remember? From waking up, having a shower, shaving, brushing your teeth, chopping the vegetables, washing the dishes, scrubbing the soul. Yeah. Don't wait for formal meditation 1 hour a day to be present. Make your life into a practice. And then we talked about building resilience, because we will encounter failure, we will face setbacks and obstacles in life. And so how can we overcome them? We do that by shifting from a pessimistic viewpoint to an optimistic viewpoint. We don't personalize everything. We don't make it all pervasive. We put it into perspective. And then finally, last time, we did a gratitude practice, just being thankful for everything that we have, for everything that is present in our lives right now. It's a very soothing practice. So let's practice today. Start by finding a posture that's comfortable, in which you feel both relaxed and alert at the same time. You might want to think of your favorite mountain. Is it Kilimanjaro or Mount Kenya? Think about sitting majestically like that mountain. And then close your eyes or lower your gaze. Start by finding your breath. Notice where you feel the breath most vividly. Is it just below the nostrils? Or perhaps in the chest? Or maybe you feel it in the abdomen, rising and falling. Wherever you feel the breath, just make that your anchor point. So when your attention wanders, and most likely it will wander, just come back to your anchor point. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Can you follow a few complete cycles of breath in that way? Now bring attention to your body. Starting with the back of your head, your entire scalp. Gently scanning your body, forehead, your face. Just notice where you're holding tension. Did you soften a little bit? You relax into that tension a little bit. And noticing your throat, shoulders. We often hold so much tension in our shoulders. If you can release some of that burden, just with your attention. Your back. Your chest. Your abdomen. Your upper arm. Your lower arms. Your hands. You feel any tingling in your hands? Now moving your attention to your thighs. To your knees. To your calves and shin. And finally to your feet. Now paying attention to your whole body. What does that feel like? Now just checking in with your emotions. Anything alive for you right now? Just noticing and gently letting go. Now let's return our attention to our breath, to our anchor point. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And now just opening our eyes when we're ready. Gently returning attention to the room, to our surroundings. Maybe rolling back our shoulders, stretching. And thank you for practicing again with me here this evening. And like I told you last time, I've really been inspired by these two books, Power of Now and Search Inside Yourself. Here's my email address in case you want to be in touch. Any questions, comments? Any special requests for our last session next week? Please be in touch. Thank you and have a good evening. Ali Madad.